Welcome, everyone. I'm David Strange, and today we're going to take an uncensored look at the Adams Vanisher. Now, if you've already read the warning and you don't want magic to be spoiled for you, this is your last chance to leave. Okay, for those of us who are curious about what the Adams Vanisher really looks like from approximately the 1940s, let's go ahead and open up and take a look. The box was really in good shape for me, at least as good as I can find. Here are the instructions, and you can see part of the device right there. The Vanisher. I love this old paper. The secret, the Vanisher is an egg-shaped shell fastened to an elastic cord. The manner of manipulation is as follows. Okay, well, if you want to pause and read the rest of that, you can, but let's take a look at the Vanisher itself. Here's the silk that I got with it. We'll look at that again in a second. But here is the actual Vanisher. Now, I believe this looks like it's made out of aluminum. It's very lightweight. It's very, very thin, but it still feels actually fairly robust. And you can see down there in the bottom, it's knotted. Matter of fact, let me see if I can work this out just a little bit so we can kind of see the knot. It's just a really small, simple knot. Not too much of anything, really, but it's just enough to hold the Vanisher and spring it back. I didn't really want to demonstrate this just because I feel like perhaps this elastic might break, and I like to keep everything as original as possible, but it doesn't feel too bad, and in hindsight, maybe I could have shown it, but I don't know. Plus, I think there are some better Vanishers on the market, but this was really neat to see. And it's pretty wild. You could still use this quite effectively as long as you were careful. But I just love how this thing looks. And yeah, it's definitely egg-shaped for sure. And it looks like, to me, I've seen some photos of some other Vanishers, and I believe this cord might have been a little longer, or at the very least, I think there was a small black pouch, not something hard like this, but a small, soft, like a nylon pouch or a small silk pouch. So that way, instead of having this large piece, you could disappear something even smaller. So I thought this is really neat looking. I guess I don't think it's misshapen. I think it's just the way it's made. And of course, if you needed to touch it up, you could just touch it up with some paint, some quick spray, and you really don't have to worry about the inside, because if someone sees the inside, well, if you flash that, well, it's probably too late. They probably already know what's going on. Now, let's take a quick look at the silk one more time. I'm going to move the Vanisher off screen here. And this silk, oh man, this is really cool. Again, I'm going to have to flatten this out and really get a good look at it. But it is just so cool. I guess four hands would be a little more helpful, I suppose. But as you can see, there is a lot of detail on this. It's very, very subtle, the colors, because you can see there's the white, the orange, the light blue, and another shade of white. And it's definitely not a stain. It's how it's colored. It's very, very cool. And it looks like they're flowers. Are they maybe cherry blossoms or something? Yeah, because you can definitely see the white. The yellow is the background. The white is the flower with maybe a tinge of blue. The green right here is a leaf, and the orange inside is the inside of the blossom itself. Wow, really nice. Okay, so that right there, the silk, the instructions, and this, I tell you, this paper, I don't know if you can tell, but this is really thin paper. And on all my instructions, I'm always happy when I can get one that's in some kind of reasonable shape like this. And I tell you, this is pretty nice. I have to really flatten everything out. Here's the box. Again, always happy when a box looks reasonably presentable. So even though it looks old and worn, it doesn't look too bad. And again, here is the Vanisher one more time. little piece of elastic. I probably could have demonstrated it in hindsight, but I just don't know if maybe... Oh yeah, it doesn't seem too bad, even after all this time. But of course you figure this thing probably spends most of the time at rest and not with a lot of strain on it, because you're only going to do this once or twice, even if you're performing all the time. And you'd really like to perform a lot, I think, to wear this thing out. Well, that's pretty cool, and I hope you definitely enjoyed taking a look at this Adams Vanisher. All right. Well, again, I am Mr. David Strange, and thank you very much for checking out my TikTok and coming to my YouTube channel. Well, thank you again, and have a good evening.
Teleport another dimension.